Welcome, dear learners. My name is Suraj Mashilka, Assistant Professor, AISSMS College of Hotel Management. Today, we are going to go through with the session of pricing considerations and strategies, a marketing and budget-oriented topic. Before we begin with the session, let's see the objectives of the session. The objectives of the session are to understand the term price and pricing, to understand the pricing considerations and approaches, to enlist and understand various pricing strategies. Let's begin with the session. Let's see the first objective of the session, that is, what is price? Price is the amount of money charged for a product or service, or the sum of all the values that customers give in order to gain benefits of having or using a product or service. Definition by Armstrongs and Coulter, 2007. Most flexible element of marketing mix is price. Price is dynamic because of environmental influences. It can have a greater impact on the business as charging too much chases away potential customers. Charging too little leave company in a poor position. Hence, it becomes one of the dynamic object or marketing mix. What is pricing? Pricing is the process whereby a business sets the price at which it will sell its products and services. In setting price, the business will take into account various internal and external factors like the price at which it could acquire the goods, the manufacturing cost, the marketplace, competitions, market conditions, brand, and quality of product. Pricing of the product decides the success of the organization. Let's see what are the general approaches of pricing. There are three major pricing approaches. One is cost-based pricing approach. Two is value-based pricing approach. Three is competition-based pricing approach. These pricing approaches are almost similar to pricing strategies which help in deciding a particular price of a product or service that is offered. Let's see these pricing approaches in detail. The first one, cost-based pricing approach. The pricing approach that focuses on the costs involved in the production and the service of the single unit product that is offered. According to the name itself, it is explaining it all. The major costs involved are raw material cost, labor cost, and the overheads cost. To the above cost, the standard markup is added and final number is set to be the price of the product. The markup is decided by the organization's heads. In this pricing approach, the concept of break-even analysis is taken into consideration. Let's see an example of cost-based pricing approach. Let's take an example of a pizza. A total cost of single unit plain cheese pizza is as follows. Raw material cost for a single pizza would range somewhere of ₹40, where the labor cost would be somewhere of ₹20, and the overheads cost will be of ₹20. Hence, making the total cost of this product as ₹80 per piece. To this total cost, a markup of 20% is added as a profit margin, which is ₹16. Hence, the total price of that particular product will be set at ₹96. All the digits are decided as per the assumptions. That's how a cost-based pricing approach is, where all the costs of the product plus the markup is added and hence it becomes a final product price. Let's see the next approach, value-based pricing approach. A pricing approach that concentrates on the buyer's perception of value of the product instead of the cost of the product. The price of the product if set according to match the perceived value. This pricing approach is totally upon how the buyer perceive that particular product, and according to the perception of the buyer, the pricing will be manipulated. For example, the price of a cup of coffee varies according to the place where it is served to the customers, meaning the value perceived by the customer at different venues will change. Hence, a cup of coffee at a kiosk will range from 10 to 20 rupees, whereas same cup of coffee will be priced at a range of 50 to 100 in restaurants which offer exquisite services. That's how a value-based pricing approach is. Just to give you an example, a name of that particular store will make its pricing differ, where if the store is named after Helen's clothing store, the pricing might be least or cheaper. If at the same moment the Helen clothing boutique is the name of the outlet, the pricing might rise. Similar with this as well, where a lemonade of costing 25 is a normal lemonade, whereas a lemonade with 50 is clean water lemonade. Hence, people will prefer the clean water lemonade. Why? Because the perception of the customers is changed. Let's have a look at the next approach, competition-based pricing approach. A pricing approach that focuses on setting price of a product on the basis of the price that is set by the competitors. Price is primarily influenced by the competitors. The pricing will be based on the major leader in the market. This approach is also termed as the going rate pricing. This type of pricing approach is applicable where the competition is limited. To give you an example of competition-based pricing, the best possible are banks, petroleums, supermarkets, and any possible electrical goods, where the competition is less and pricing can be according to the leader. These were the pricing approaches. Let's have a look at pricing strategies. There are quite a few pricing strategies. Some are listed below, in which we have market skimming, penetration pricing, psychological pricing, price discrimination, tender pricing, contribution pricing, loss leader, and destroyers pricing. Let's have a look at these pricing strategies in detail. First is market skimming. Price skimming or market skimming is also known as skim pricing. Is a pricing strategy in which a firm charges a high initial price and then gradually lowers the price to attract more price-sensitive customers. To give you an example, Apple is the strong example of price skimming brand. Historically, a new Apple product like the iPods, iPhones, and iPads launch with a premium price attached. In a few months, that price drops, opening the door for other type of buyers. There's a cost for being an early Apple adopters, and shoppers know it. Let's see the second pricing strategy, that is penetration pricing. Penetration pricing is a strategy adopted by organizations to penetrate in the market. The price of the similar category product is set at a very low level so as to attract maximum customers to make high volume sale and penetrate in the market. This strategy is adopted usually for new products that are to be launched. It is done for products that are expected to have long anticipated life cycle. Penetration pricing is to penetrate in the market. Let's have a look at the next pricing strategy, which is psychological pricing. Psychological pricing is a pricing and marketing strategy based on the theory that certain prices have a psychological impact on the customers. In this pricing method, retail prices are often expressed as just below numbers that are just little less than a round number. For example, 99.99 only or 199.99 only, where the customer assumes that the product is of 99 rupees, one lesser than 100, but instead he tends to pay rupee 100. Just to give an example, rupees 19.99, whereas the actual product price is just 20. Let's have a look at the next strategy, price discrimination. It is a strategy to charge different prices from different consumers for the same product or service based on what the seller thinks they can get the consumers to agree to. In price discrimination, the seller charges each customer the maximum price they will pay. The seller places customers in groups based on certain attributes and charges each group a different price. One example of price discrimination can be seen in the airline industry. Consumers buying airline tickets several months in advance typically pay less than consumers purchasing at the last minute, where the product is same. Hence, according to the customer's need, the prices are being charged. For example, a particular product which is shown to a lady and to a gentleman has a different pricing, but the product is same. That's termed as discrimination pricing or price discrimination. Let's have a look at the next strategy, which is tender pricing. Tender price means the amount indicated by a bidder as the lowest amount for which that bidder is prepared to perform the contract. Bidder pricing is almost like an auction pricing. Let's have a look at the next pricing strategy, which is contribution pricing. Contribution pricing involves setting a price based on the variable cost of producing or buying a product. The aim is to ensure the selling price generates an acceptable contribution towards covering fixed cost of the business. Hence, the price is set at a level where the contributions are covered. Next strategy is loss leader. A loss leader pricing strategy, a term common in marketing, refers to an aggressive pricing strategy in which a store prices its good below cost to stimulate sales of other profitable goods. With such a pricing strategy, a business is selling its good at a loss to lure customers' traffic away from competitors. An example of loss leader would be various shaving razors. The complete set costs you cheaper, whereas if you buy the cartridge, that is the blade of the shaving razors, will cost you much higher than the actual product. Similarly, like a particular printer will be charged lesser as compared to the ink that is used and are charged later to the customers. Let's have a look at the last pricing strategy, which is destroyer's pricing. As per the name itself, destroyer pricing is used to eliminate or destroy a competition. It is also known as predatory pricing. In this strategy, the price of the product is cut to the lowest in order to attract customers away from the competitors who will struggle to match the price as low as yours and get busted. The right example that is given here, it's like a predatory pricing where you as an organization become a predators to your competitor, where you eat up all their business. These are all the pricing strategies and pricing approaches. Thank you so much. Please like and subscribe the channel. Also attempt the small quiz related to the topic through the link provided in the description of the YouTube video. References, data credits, and photo credits. Thank you.